Welcome, fellow freaks, geeks, and nostalgic peeps, to my channel, Slime & Slashers, where, yeah, we talk about everything from 80s and 90s nostalgia to horror movies and books and beyond. But today's video, it is about books, yet again, specifically horror books, but this is a special video because it is a video I have not done in a very, very long time, and that is a very special book haul! It sounded like Tarzan. Anyway, without further ado, let's head off to the short intro real quick. When we come back, I'll tell you guys all about the freaking books and where I got them. Welcome back, guys! Dun, 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 dun. I am so excited about today's book haul. It's been a very long time since I've done a book haul publicly on my channel. I have done a lot of them over on my Patreon channel here and there, but I just haven't done a public one in quite a while. But I thought that this was a special occasion that I should do a special book haul for, and I will explain why shortly. In this haul, some things that you will find, I have some magazines, specifically some horror magazines that I'd like to show off. I also have some books that I was sent by publishers that I'd like to show. And last but not least, I freaking have some vintage horror that I found at some used bookstores on a recent trip I took with my boyfriend Paul. So I will get into that. I'll put timestamps below if you want to kind of move around and look at the different parts of the haul. But let's start with the books that I received from the publishers. Dun, 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 dun. First up, a kind of different type of book for me. I was sent Asunder, and this is by Kirsten Hall, and this is definitely fantasy leaning, and that's why I say it's not a usual type of read for me. But Tor, the publisher Tor, they reached out to me and asked if I would like a finished copy, and I said sure, why not? And this is going on sale. Actually, it just went on sale August 20th. And here it says it's a tale of eldritch, necromancy, debts owed and paid, and the shadows, both real and metaphorical, that bind us together. It did seem like it had some like dark horror type of elements to it, so that was one of the reasons why I was interested, and I was like, why not? Let's just try it out. So thank you so much to Tor for sending me this copy, and I really appreciate it. Next up, I got sent this really cute package of the just cutest things from Page Street Publishing. It's part of their Summer of Screams. I know we're almost out of summer, but we still have a little bit of summer left. So they sent along their book bingo card. I love this. It's like, you know, set a bingo TBR, add a Page Street book on Goodreads, visit your local library or a local bookstore. Just all kinds of cute stuff on this little bingo card. Very cute. But they also sent lots of other goodies. A really nice bookmark with a quote from Stephen King. They sent a sticker. Look at this guy. Look at this cute little ghosty. He's suntan, and he's even getting a little tan back there. One part of his ghost body. I don't know. Alright, so let's look at the books they sent. They sent quite a few. I'll start off with this one. I actually already owned this one, so I'll probably be doing a giveaway or something, maybe during my upcoming readathon and watchathon Halloweenathon. So I was sent 101 horror books to read before you're murdered, and this, of course, is put together by Sadie Hartman, aka Mother Horror, who you might know from Instagram. It's full of a lot of books that you should check out. And this has a lot of newer books. It's more modern horror books. Alright, now we've got 3 paperback books, starting off with The House Where Death Lives. It's a collection of stories. This is an advanced reading copy. It's an anthology edited by Alex Brown. I love the cover. Love, love, love the cover.
The house beckons you inside. Do you enter? A dance to the death, a monstrous girl who lures people into dark water, a hallway that's constantly changing and hungry. All these stories exist within a house unbound from the laws of time and space.
Again, I love the cover. Look at all these nice details. This is not necessarily my type of book, but it still seems fun. It's a Regency romance with vampires, and it is an advanced reading copy. It comes out in October, so if you're looking for a lighter, probably spicy, like, well, a little bit spicy, because I'm sure this is YA. Yes, it is. A little bit spicy, light vampire story. This could be up your alley here. It says, Bridgerton meets The Bachelor in this queer Regency romance of a vampire competing for the heart of a duke. I'm actually really excited about this one. This looks really unique and fun and cute, and I don't know, I'm just really intrigued by it. So this is Helga, and it does come out this month. I don't know when this month, but it says August on the spine. And it says on the back, part teen girl, part Frankenstein's monster, all Helga. So this is a Frankenstein retelling, but it's of course YA, and it features a girl main character, a teen main character. So teen main characters for me are hit or miss, but like I said, I am intrigued because it just sounds very unusual and interesting. And I love the cover too. So actually, you know, for my upcoming readathon, watchathon, Halloweenathon, one of our prompts is to read a Frankenstein retelling. That is my friend and co-host Lauren's special prompt. You don't have to do it, but if you do want to do that prompt, which says to pick up a Frankenstein retelling, this would work for that prompt. They also sent 2 cute craft books. One's about cross-stitching and the other is about crocheting. These are so cute. I can't do either, but I think these will find a good home with some of my close friends that I could send these to, so we will see. But yeah, it looks so cute. It's like all like creepy themed. So very cute. If you're into that, I would check it out. I know my friend Crystal cross-stitches. There's some really cool looking designs in here. I know lots of people who crochet. Oh my gosh, so cute. Oh, there's a little Nessie. Ah, that's so adorable. Oh my god. Oh, and there is a little Mothman. My friend Christine made me a Mothman. Here he is. It's just like in the book. That's so cool. Yeah, there's a lot of cute things in here. Oh my gosh, there's a mermaid. There's a kraken. Oh, this is so adorable. There's even a mini Nosferatu. Ah! Oh my god, so adorable. Okay, thank you once again to Page Street Publishing. Everything is so fun. I love it. I really appreciate it. Before we get into the vintage horror, I just wanted to highlight these 2 cute middle grade books that I bought online. And these definitely feel like Goosebump kind of tribute books in a way, or knockoffs, modern knockoffs. So this is the Scareville series, and it's book 1 and 2. This is book 1, Welcome to Scareville. See, there's like a Ouija board in the background. And this one seems perfect for spooky season. I know my friend Cameron read this, and he did say that the editing in the book could have been a little bit better because of, I think, spelling and grammar problems, but the story itself was really entertaining. And this is self-published, so that's okay with me. I could try to, like, you know, put it aside and just be absorbed into the story, but the candy corn teeth got me. When I saw Cameron show this, and of course you could find Cameron at the Channel Library Macabre, I just freaked out when I saw these teeth, and I was like, I must have this cover. It'd be perfect for freaking October. So yeah, I bought these 2 books. There are more than 2 books in the series, but I just bought 2 to make sure I like it. Alright, now what everyone's been waiting for! Vintage horror! Maybe not everyone, but I don't know. People who like vintage horror like me, you guys are probably waiting for this part. Okay, I want to give a big, huge, freaking massive shout out to the wonderful, wonderful Ryan over at DreamHaven Books. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Here's the bookmark. So I was in Minneapolis recently, and I was walking to a brewery with my boyfriend Paul, and Paul was like, look, there's a bookstore. We're just walking down the street going to a brewery. We literally did not plan to go to a bookstore at that particular time. We did not know where we were walking from a burger place to a brewery, there would be a bookstore along the way. So, lo and behold, there was. He was like, oh, we should go in, whatever. It said, like, books, comics, and stuff. And I was like, this sounds fun. This sounds cool. And we go in and try to find the horror section. And Paul's like, this could be a winner for you. He could tell already. I was like, yeah, no. And then the owner, Ryan, comes up to me. I didn't know his name at that point, but he was like, Slime and Slashers. And I said, how do you know that? Like, duh, because he's seen my channel before. Like, that's the world's dumbest question. But anyway, I was so flabbergasted and taken aback. And so grateful, because then Ryan and I, and also Paul and Ryan, started talking and just had a wonderful conversation. And it was just so lovely to meet a fellow horror fan and to meet someone who actually has watched my book hauls before. So thank you so much again, Ryan. It was really awesome to meet you and to talk with you, and I'm so excited about all the books that I bought. So guys, I will preface this by saying this is a great bookstore. I hope if you live in the area or anywhere close where you can visit it, that you do visit it and you do support it, because bookstores are a dying thing and we've got to make sure they stay alive, especially ones that offer vintage horror. A lot of times you'll call up a lot of bookstores and say, do you offer or do you carry vintage horror? And they'll be like, what do you mean, like Stephen King? Then you know it's not what you're looking for if you're trying to find things that aren't Stephen King. So it's rare that you find a place like DreamHaven, and I also went to a second bookstore that I'll talk about in a bit, but it's rare that you find those kind of stores that actually do carry genre fiction and actually care about it and have worthwhile books to sell. Having said all that, it's not the cheapest in terms of you're not going to go there and find a hidden gem for $2, because the people who own the bookstores know the value, know the quality of the books. But would you rather go on eBay and spend a crazy inflated amount on a book, or actually go to the bookstore? You're still paying over $1 or $2 like you would find at a bookstore where they're selling it and they don't know what the value is, or they don't know the significance of the book. However, it's not overpriced. It's priced the right amount. I will say that. But you're not going to find $2 and $3 books at these stores that I'm highlighting today. But well worth visiting, and tons of magazines, tons of comics too. I could have spent 5 hours in there. I really only spent 30 or 40 minutes in there, sadly. I really wanted to go back before we left, but we didn't have time. First off, I will share the first book, and that is a book I have already read and that I love. It's one of my favorite books, and that is Off Season by Jack Ketchum. And this is probably, if I had to guess, this version probably includes the different ending. This was later re-released, and Jack Ketchum changed something in the ending that he was forced to originally change when it was published, and it kind of creates a different tone and vibe of the whole experience of reading this book. So I'm not going to read the vintage copy, but I like owning the vintage copy, and this is very hard to find in terms of you hardly ever see vintage Jack Ketchum editions out in the wild. I have visited bookstores all across the country, and I have never come across Off Season in a bookstore in person. So when I saw this and it wasn't insanely priced, I was like, okay, yeah, I want to own this. I want this. And the embossed font on the cover looks good. You can read it, even though it's black on black, you can read it. I've seen this online where you can barely see that it says Off Season, so I was super hyped. You guys don't know, I love this book. One of the greatest peen destruction scenes. I don't mean to always talk about peen destruction, but you know, some of the best horror books have the best peen destruction scenes. Maggie's Grave by David Sodergren. Off Season is another one. Great peen destruction scene, where you're just like, yes, that dude gets what is coming to him. He deserves it, bitch. Anyway, neither here nor there. Let's continue onwards. Alright, a book that I did already own, but I did not own this wonderful edition. So I was really excited to see this particular edition there. This is actually a UK edition of Sunglasses After Dark. And, oops, I had something on the cover. Let's take a close look at it here. Oh, screaming dude in her sunglasses. You could see the vampy teeth. Very cool. Punkish vampire. Hell yeah. So, I wish I had it nearby. I do have the other edition, which is cool. It's like a woman's face. You could see she's a vampy. It's white, and she's got sunglasses on, but I really like this edition too. There's just something very nice about this edition.
Some women want more than blood.
Here we have a really cool cover, but it's got an even cooler description, and I'll get into that in a second, but P.S. sorry if you could hear Jackson snoring. He's like right on the other side of the camera and I could hear it. Now that the air conditioner is kicked off, I hear him. Okay, sorry. I wanted to show you guys. He's so cute! Anyway, this I was super excited to find, and I'll tell you why. It takes place in New Orleans, aka where I'm from. If you ask me if I'm someone who is obsessed about New Orleans, no. but I would love to move up north. But it is cool that this takes place in New Orleans and has like a voodoo element to it. So, and look at this freaking voodoo doll on the cover. So,
Masks, a novel of terror. At the dark end of the soul, heaven and hell are one.
and this is by Bill Pronzini. This was published by Berkeley, and let's see the publishing date, if I can find it. 1983 for this edition, originally published in 1981. And listen to the back of the book here. And of course, we've got a close-up of your boy Voodoo Doll on the back. Oh.
They told him voodoo was dead. Carnival in New Orleans, singing, dancing in the streets. Just the thing Steve Garreau.
I think that's how you say it. I should know, it's probably like a local sounding name.
Steve Garreau thought for a man running from a bad marriage, but nothing could have prepared him for the violent madness that whirled through the ancient pavements of the Vieux the drums that pounded the blood into a voluptuous, ecstatic frenzy, the chants that throbbed with the power to raise the old gods. The sensuous, hellish paradise of the old religion was alive on every corner, in every fold of every extravagant costume, in the fixed demonic smiles of the revelers' masks, and it was stalking him, beckoning him, leading him inexorably. Into its nightmare dance of madness and blood and murder!
This is awesome. I cannot wait to read this. I should do a New Orleans themed reading vlog one day, because they're all outrageous. Everyone I've come across that is about New Orleans. Not everyone. Well, okay. Exquisite Corpse, one of the most beautiful books ever, but it's also extreme and crazy, and it's got some sick shit in it, but that's set in New Orleans, or part of it is. 2 serial killers falling in love, or whatevs. Cannibalism too is in there. Anyway, it's great, but it's got a lot of social commentary on top of it, so I'm not trying to make light of that book. That book is amazing. But anyway, that one takes place in New Orleans, and I wouldn't say it's crazy and wild like this one sounds. I mean, it is, but in a more elegant way. This just sounds like pure, kind of pulpy trash, but in a fun, like, really entertaining way, more light way than Exquisite Corpse, let's say, but I am very excited about this one for sure. Another awesome cover, here we have The Surrogate by David Combs.
A child is commanded to take revenge for an unspeakable act commanded by children from the beyond.
It says on the front of the book,
he was a perfectly normal little boy until he died.
Here we have Fortress, and this actually sounds more like a thriller when I read the back, but it still sounds intriguing, and I loved this creepy-ass mask-looking thing. It's like very human-like, but it also doesn't have eyes, so it looks like a mask. A mask? I can speak.
Fortress, what violence lurks beneath the innocence of children?
The back says,
Mac the Mouse, Pussycat, Daffy Duck, and Father Christmas are outside the one-room schoolhouse, guns in hand. Then by 9:35, the children and teacher are taken captive in a violent display of brute force. The ransom, a cool $1 million. 4:05 p.m. On an isolated barren landscape in a deep black cave, the victims face a chilling fate. Their only choice is to fight back. No one will ever speak of what happened in the cave.
This sounds great. I would love to read this at some point, and I am excited to own it. Next up, we have Hellstone by Stephen Spurriel? Freaking awesome, awesome cover. Look at those creepy hands. They look like webbed hands. This was actually published by Playboy. And on the back it says,
this is the key to hell.
And I will say, this sounds really interesting.
A blackmailer finds a strange stone by the shores of Loch Ness. As it changes hands, people die. For the stone's inscription unlocks the secret of the monster in the lake. And it is the key to an awesome demonic power.
Next up, we have Evil. Here's a step back, but it's just the same thing as on the cover. But I do like how you can see the extra set of eyes here. Next up, look at this cover! This is so good. Freaking hand coming out of a grave, clutching a bloody doll. Oh, hell yeah. I love this. I love this. I love this. This is wonderful. Letters from the Dead by Campbell Black. And it says,
It was a dream vacation for two single mothers and their teenagers, shy, awkward Tommy and lovely, gentle Lindy, miles away from anyone, alone in a long, deserted house with only the restless waves, the swirling sands, the winds that whispered in the night, until the children found an old game in the closet, a game that spelled out an ancient crime, an evil so hideous that the dead would not be silenced. I am your nightmares!
This was published by Pocket in 1986. Here's the spine. Here we have a book published back in 1973. Downbound Train. A satanic journey one step beyond The Exorcist. I'm not sure about that, but whatevs. By Bill Garnett. And I love this cover. Look at this freaking demonic smoke coming out of this little smokestack. Heck yeah. These people riding the train, they don't look so innocent, do they? Nope. Delicious evil. So, it's about a 10-year-old named Felicity, and she is sensitive. Her senses were such as most people never develop in a lifetime. As she followed her father into the train's compartment, her senses rioted. Evil. It pulsed at her so heavy she felt dizzy and wanted to clutch at the sliding door and close her eyes. Dun dun dun. And the last book I bought from DreamHaven, I'm so excited that they had this. This is a collection of stories edited by Lisa Tuttle, and I love Lisa Tuttle. I have literally loved everything I've read by Lisa Tuttle, which is 2 other things at this point. Love her, love her, love her. So a book edited by her, yes please, and look at this creepy-ass weird cover. Skin of the Soul. It is a cat lady, like, literally, like a cat, and she's got, it's got ladies' hands. I don't know. Anyway, I love it. Irresistible New Tales of Terror by Women. I love this. I love this. A collection of women. Just one more look here. Look up close. Look at that. Wonderful detail. And last but not least, I also bought a few magazines from DreamHaven. And these are all like vintage magazines, and I thought they were so cool. I wish I could have looked longer, because I know I probably could have found some Star Trek TNG stuff in there. And here's one Star Trek TNG related thing. So back in the day, I loved this movie, Generations. It features not only the cast of TNG, but it features William Shatner. And it's a fantastic movie, in my opinion. I still like it. It's not everyone's favorite, and I don't like it as much as, First Contact, but I overall really like it. So I bought this one because it's got a great profile about Star Trek Generations, and I really like that movie. But you could see this magazine released Star Trek TNG issues back in the day, and that's really cool. I just kind of quickly picked out like 3 that I wanted. This also has a profile about Candyman 2, which is bad, but I like it because it takes place in New Orleans and it surrounds like Mardi Gras, and the freaking accents in that movie are so bad, but it kind of makes it funny. There's also a profile of John Carpenter and a little bit about him directing In the Mouth of Madness, and In the Mouth of Madness is like one of my favorite movies of all time. You could see this awesome Sutter Kane VHS that my friend Rachel made me, and she's got a wonderful website, by the way. She does make art if you want to contact her and see if you can commission something like this. But so Sutter Kane, the character, is an author, and he's a character in The Mouth of Madness, and this is supposed to look like one of his books, but it's a VHS tape. Look! Hold on, let me show you. I love this. I treasure this. And this is like one of my favorite scenes in the movie, where Sam Neill screams. Anyway, I freaking love this. So thank you so much, Rachel. My colors are going all weird now because of the blue, but thank you so much for making this for me. So one of the reasons I bought the magazine is because it had that little profile of In the Mouth of Madness. I don't know if it said that or if I found that after the fact, but I was excited to discover the profile nonetheless. Then we had one that I got specifically because it had Stay Puft from Ghostbusters on here, and it talks about The Empire Strikes Back, and it just seemed like a fun issue. And last but not least, I got a magazine featuring some discussion of special effects from Jurassic Park. I love Jurassic Park. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Thank you once again to Ryan. I really loved talking to you and meeting you, and I am so glad I got to buy all of these treasures from you, and I do highly recommend other people check out the store if you're ever in the area. Again, this is in Minneapolis, DreamHaven. look up the website. I will list the website down below so that everyone could check out the website and see exactly where it's located so that you can visit if you're nearby. Another stack of books comes from another bookstore there, which was even more expensive. It has super rare things available, and I did not buy a lot there because, again, I had to freaking rein myself in and say, no, don't go crazy. There was some really cool stuff in there. I just could not buy a lot of it, but I did buy a few things that I'm happy with, and that is Other Skies, Strange Fiction, and it even had a coffin in there and just some wonderful things, and I really enjoyed talking to the owner there too, quite a lot. So I bought quite a lot of Ramsey Campbell there. So we've got 2 Ramsey Campbell books. It's 2 editions of the same book, but I love both editions, so I had to buy them. So, very excited here. I believe this is the UK edition. This creepy-ass lizard dude, like, whoa. Kind of reminds me of the creature from the movie Ferngully. If I'm gonna eat somebody, it might as well be you. That's horrible and don't even, let's not expand upon it, but that's from Ferngully. I think that's his song. Anyway, Cold Print is the other edition. This is, of course, published by Tor, you could see here.
What grotesque abomination lurks in the abyss beneath the cold stone flooring of the church on High Street? What is the inhabitant of the lake, that putrid pulsing monstrosity, watching from the depths of the stagnant water? What colossal midnight evil is unleashed from deep within the hillside by the moon lens?
Another Ramsey Campbell, we've got Demons by Daylight. This looks fantastic. I really do like the cover, too. Next up, a Charles L. Grant book that I haven't really seen anywhere. I didn't care that it was a little beat up. I was like, a Charles L. Grant that I don't have. I should snatch this up, and I did. This is Fears. And last but not least, in fact, it's last but I'm most excited about from this particular store, is The Power. And it's The Catacombs. So this is a series of books, and I've never ever seen one at a bookstore before. I had to get this one because it's got a carnival in it. And I know that Alex has read some of these books, and I know she's read this one because I saw on Goodreads she did.
The Living Dead. The Catacombs is the new amusement park ride that promises your wildest dreams and worst nightmares. Lily Cat is eager for adventure, but Mackenzie's special powers warn her to stay away, and looking into a sideshow fortune teller's crystal ball, she sees a girl struggling for her life. Moments later, the victim is discovered in a nearby attraction. Mackenzie's determined to get to the bottom of this mysterious attack, even though it means descending into the abandoned mine shafts beneath the park.
Hell yes! I'm actually doing a kind of carnival fair amusement park themed readathon with my Patreons during the first week of September, so this could be a potential read coming up literally right around the corner from now, and I'm so stoked. Alright, and that is basically everything. I'm just going to quickly show you that recently I bought a magazine because of Ollie over at the channel Criminale. He showed this off, and he said that there was an article about Richard Lehman in it, so I was like, bitch, I'm getting this just for the Richard Lehman article. And I gotta say, this is a great magazine. It is in black and white on the inside, however, I really like how that there's some articles about horror fiction, not just about movies and stuff, so love that there is a whole freaking article about Richard Lehman that does call attention to how many times he uses the word rump. So you know this person's an expert on freaking Richard Lehman, and I appreciate it. So yeah, that was just cool to see, whatevs. I really like that. So yeah, I'm really excited to own this, and I'll have to check out more issues of this magazine, Midnight Magazine. I will link the site below. Alright guys, that was my haul. I hope you enjoyed seeing the books that I recently acquired. I hope you enjoyed hearing about my trips to those 2 wonderful bookstores, especially DreamHaven, which, like, again, I recommend highly, highly, highly. It's my highest recommendation. Really nice people. You can't get much better than that. You want to support bookstores run by nice people who actually care about genre fiction like horror, because it's rare. It's so rare to find that, and yeah, like I said, highest recommendation to visit, because I could have spent so much longer in there. You could spend a whole day in there. That's how much stuff was there, and just, oh, so much great stuff. Alright guys, like I said, for this time, that is it for me. Which cover did you like the most? Which book do you think I should read first? Like, what sounded most intriguing to you? Have you read any of these by chance? If so, let me know which one and what you thought about it, and if you think I'll enjoy it and why. But like I said, that is it. Till next time, guys, you know what you can do. Keep on killing it. Bye, guys.